last 10 years we've engaged in Ignetica on a wide variety of projects across most of our European markets. We've worked together on new business initiatives, so those that take us outside of our core categories of bags, wraps and foils. We've worked on new channel developments, so we are very active in the retail markets, but we know very little about institutional business. So we've worked with Ignetica building a competence and a sales team to address those new markets, hiring, vetting individuals that will support growth outside of the retail markets. It's really almost using them as a sounding board to ensure that we've got a complete, detailed picture of the rewards, risks, and opportunities that we're tying ourselves into on any new venture. And what we'll then do is use that understanding to prioritise each of these initiatives and set them so to ensure that we're always pursuing those that give us the highest potential level of return. And what Ignetica have successfully done over time is to build a reputation internally in the business where they're respected by all of the functions within the business and the European geographies, so they can work easily across border, tying together groups of people into teams, into unique teams that we will have supporting a specific initiative. And Ignetica introduce into that a lot of knowledge of the business, but also a great deal of process management, project management and control, and technology which facilitates really effective program management, whether it's the board, and that requires one approach, or whether it's a sales management team engaging them in selling or defining a new product type, or the supply chain in getting a new product to market. We're ready to move on and we can't resource it internally, or we don't want to resource it internally, then we know we can work with Ignetica not to externalise it, but to work effectively in a relatively light way to get things done often on a long-term basis. Our first piece of work with Ignetica was in the UK, and that was focused on determining what we did with our UK business unit, which at that point had a turnover of around £60 million and was generating around £1.5 to £2 million profit. It was still a relatively successful business, but it was dysfunctional at a number of levels, and with Ignetica I was able to identify those and then work through them. Our single most significant piece of work with Ignetica was setting out to develop a joint venture with a large Middle East trading partner. We developed a strategic plan to address what we felt was an opportunity in the UK trade, and as a result of that, our joint venture partner made a significant investment in the UK and recruited around 150 people to run a 24-hour, 7-day operation. We've been able to return to Ignetica as and when we've needed to address or action discrete projects, and what has worked really well for us is that Ignetica has a great deal of everybody I think internally appreciates that Ignetica understands our business very well, that they're able to take ideas or initiatives and develop those and question those and set them out in such a way that they're interrogated and challenged, so that we're prioritising those opportunities which have got the greatest possible return relative to the risk and complexity. Have been very helpful in forming an important part in that decision-making criteria, whether it's for myself or my colleagues, whether it's the sales and marketing, IT, or a financial discipline. Ignetica have been able to support that towards a successful conclusion in a way that quite often we would have struggled to do to the same timeline internally, and certainly not with the same degree of objectivity and professionalism that we've been able to capture using Ignetica. So it's been a really useful trade partnering relationship that we've developed with Ignetica over time.